Hey, twins are awesome. This is Blue04. I'm trying to clean up reviews from the last OLDC. I definitely didn't actually finish doing reviews during voting time, so I'm trying to clean up the reviews I still have left before voting for the next contest starts. So, and I'm gonna drown again. This is what I get for doing long intros. So I wanted to go review your stage before the next OLDC starts, or at least before I start doing review videos of the next OLDC content. And so, so what I'm actually doing, I'm playing the revised version of your stage that you posted to the releases section instead of the version of the stage that's in the OLDC, because I felt like, gosh, if I'm going to give you a review, I wanted to give you a review on the most current version of this after you've revised it. Yeah, I think that's, I need air. I think that's everything we need to talk about for the intro. So I'm just gonna get going. Oh boy. Okay. This is a strong color map in OGL. I'm not sure what it looks like. Oh, no, I'm dead. Yeah, this is a really strong color map, which is fine, but at the moment I'm having trouble distinguishing some of the objects that are in here. And apologies if you've designed this stage for software. Right, so I've got this enemy and I can just barely see him, and maybe that's my fault. And I'm dead again. Okay, so I'm getting the sense that there's nothing to explore back here? I guess I'll come back before the high route on a second trip. Okay. Got it. Okay. I am probably not giving very good live commentary right now. Come on! Die! There we go. Okay, and then what's down here? Oh, that's just some... Oh, so this is a low route in case you fall down. Got it. That makes sense. So my feeling is that I'm going to need to put a timestamp in the video description for where the teardown starts, because my blind run is not very interesting to watch. Where? Star Post? Oh, this entire thing is an activator sector. Got it. And that's my fault for not getting a bubble. Got it. Okay. If I want a bubble, where can I get a bubble? Okay, didn't feel like there were any bubbles on that platform. Or this platform. How about this platform? Okay, here are bubbles. Oh, can't make it that far. Got it. Oh, bubbles. Bubbles? Bubbles. Those look like bubbles? Yes, they are bubbles. Okay. Oh, and these are passed through. Got it. Oh, boss! Okay, what kind of boss is this? Oh, this is just regular Eggman. Got it. Just real small, quick thought. My feeling is that when the walls come down, they probably should come down a little bit slower, because that just felt very fast and maybe a little bit unprofessional is not the right word, but it felt like walls don't really move that fast in real life. I have access to Pandora's box? Okay, that's fine. Oh, and now my game is modified. Okay, sure. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so you said there was a Knuckles route, so let's find that. And then we'll do the teardown. Doesn't feel like there's a lot of hidden stuff here. I'm probably not actually in the mood to find any hidden stuff, as far as that goes. I guess I'm not familiar with this enemy type. Oh, derp. Oh, the Knuckles route is up here? I'm not even sure if I'm on the Knuckles route. Okay, that's weird. I am not sure if that's an OGL bug, but I would look into that. This extra wall is, like, wrong. Okay. So this is a Metal Sonic route? Oh, heck with it. All right, here goes. Yes, this is a Metal Sonic route. Did I need to spin there? Okay. I am not having an easy time getting back up to boost mode. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, that was interesting. I think that's probably all I need to see before we start the teardown. But let me finish this run as Metal Sonic. Metal Sonic is one of my... doing Metal Sonic runs of stages that I already know is one of my guilty pleasures. But not underwater because I can't get to boost mode. I think. Let me try this. Nope! Boost mode doesn't work underwater. Got it. And bubble! No, I'm not gonna make it. Okay, so... Alright, let's just restart, and I'll do Amy for the teardown. Okay, so... Alright, so my feeling is... So in the discussion post for your re-release, one of the remarks that Quinn made that I thought was really insightful was he said that you were a cart mapper who is coming over to vanilla for the first time. And I think that that's a pretty good summary of everything that's going on here in terms of... Okay, maybe I missed the Knuckles route. In terms of, like, you have a very specific, like, not an aesthetic, but a style. And, I don't know if your style is necessarily good or bad, but I wanted to point it out to you so that you knew that you had it and you could think about maybe you want to continue mapping in the style, maybe you don't in the future. Oh, so this is the no spin path. Got it. So, I haven't played a lot of kart. I played a little bit of kart, but my feeling is that kart stages are, well, it feels like you're kind of designing this like a kart stage in the sense of the sense that I've been getting is that you make a segment, the segment has a look and a feel and a particular type of obstacle. And then you, oh, this is backward, isn't it? And then you use that section for a little bit of time and then eventually you say, okay, I've had enough, and then you grow tired of using that for the section, and then you retire it, and then you go and do something else. And so, one of my own concerns is I like putting very discernible, recognizable landmarks into my stages so that you have a point of reference for where you are when you're doing navigation. And my feeling is, it's like when you're listening to, I listen to a lot of progressive house, and progressive house is like, it has like a section of the song where it does the same kind of melody, the same kind of layers for a little bit, and then after doing the same kind of layers over and over and over again, the song says, okay, now it's time to go do a different kind of layer, a different kind of movement with the song. And I feel like the stage that you've designed is essentially... I should probably go and try to... I even get back there? My feeling is that the stage that you've designed is in some ways more like a progressive house song than anything else, because it's like, here's a sequence of time, and the sequence of time all tends to look very similarly. And so, like, it's not like I have a landmark to orient myself. I orient myself because I remember the sequence of the different sections of the level. Yeah, some folks will tell you, oh, the map has a weird sense of scale. I personally, oh, okay. This is intended for Amy. I wouldn't... this scale doesn't bother me. I think that the level of detail is probably more important than the scale. I think that your usage of the texture set, I think the textures are novel in terms of I haven't seen them before. My assumption is you've made them yourself, but I'm not. Again, I don't know. But my feeling is that you're... With this aesthetic style that you're working with this stage, basically my feeling is that you've got these block textures. And the block textures don't necessarily, like... I feel like you don't necessarily have a strategy for how you're thinking about placing detail in the map, because I feel like the walls are very busy, and I feel like the question is, where does my eye go? I feel like I want to have a focal point in terms of what am I looking at. And one of the things that I've noticed is that in some of the texturing, some of the maps which texture in ways that I'm particularly fond of, the background texture tends to be rather subtle, but here the background texture is very busy. And so what's happening here is I've got this very busy background texture, and maybe you'd consider these, I'm not really sure what the word for them is, these pillars, you might consider them maybe to be foreground objects, but I feel like the foreground object of the pillar gets lost in the background. And so that's one thing that I think about in terms of a style and a strategy for trying to direct the eye of the player in the map. Give me some focal points to look at, because I feel like it's just... Visually, it's just busy and chaotic without necessarily a sense of hierarchy or structure or order or any sort of important elements. I just feel like I feel like you have textures, and the textures have a look and a feel, and then I'm just kind of trying to parse where forwards is and what the gameplay obstacles are. I think with this strong color map, now that I'm looking at it, hold on, I need some water. So with the strong color map, those very, very busy textures sort of become muted in a way that makes them less offensive to me. But, you know, I think that probably if you had a less busy texture and you just turned down the color map a bit, I think that would be just as good. I need to see if I can... Oop, there's a bubble. So, yeah, I think that your strategy toward how you develop the sections of this map is fine. It's not something that I was expecting, but it's not something that I hate. I just wanted to point that out to you so that you know that that's your style. I myself am not fond of levels that are 100% underwater, but, you know, again, that's a personal preference. And I think that you have checkpoints often enough that for me, who doesn't grab a bubble, I feel like, one, I'm not losing too much progress, And 2, if I just kind of run and hit a checkpoint and die, and run and hit a checkpoint and die, that's fine. Yeah. I don't feel like there's a lot of reason to play this stage with anyone other than Sonic or Metal Sonic, because there's just a lot of running. I don't feel like there's a lot of vertical variation, and I don't feel like there's a lot of space for exploration, which is what Tails and Knuckles really benefit from. So, and again, that's kind of a consequence of the way that the stage is designed is basically a series of sections of obstacle courses. My feeling is that at that point, Tails and Knuckles aren't really novel ways of interacting with the stage's path structure. I feel like they're just easy mode in terms of the obstacles. In terms of the boss, I kind of struggle with having bosses in custom stages, because I feel like boss experiences, I feel like they kind of need to be designed and they need to be unique and add something. And there's kind of this sense of, oh, I need to add a boss to the pacing. I need to add a boss to the level pack for the pacing or the stage. My feeling is that when you just quote-unquote add a boss, there kind of turns into this sense of, oh, I'm an experienced SRB2 player. I have a lot of meta knowledge in terms of how do I approach this boss? How do I reuse the same techniques that I've used over and over and over again? And it turns into, I'm an experienced player playing the same content over and over and over again, rather than, oh, I'm going to go see something new that makes me think about how I interact with the boss. So yeah, it's like in terms of this question of how does the boss affect the pacing of the stage, I feel like in some ways I can't really answer that, because when I'm interacting with the boss, I feel like I don't even notice it in terms of the pacing, right? Because when I'm playing the rest of the stage, I'm thinking, okay, I have to do this, this, and that, because all of the I guess I'll play Sonic again. Because I feel like when I'm interacting with the obstacles of the stage, there's kind of this sense of like, okay, well, what is the stage expecting of me? I haven't seen this particular configuration before. And I'm thinking and I'm processing, but I feel like when I see just the standard Eggmobile, it's like, okay, I have a set standard script that I run through as a player when I'm interacting with it. So personally, my own tendency with my own designs has essentially been that I avoid boss maps in terms of my own maps. Now, granted, I'm saying that having not really released any content in this era in the past 10 years, I don't have any published work, so I have quite a big mouth for someone who hasn't published anything recently, so yeah, I'm not sure there's that much more to talk about. From a difficulty standpoint, well, I actually don't really care about the difficulty. It's just fine. It's fine. The stage is fine. You already know what I think about the visual design of the stage. Structure is really the only important thing to talk about, and I tend not to like underwater stages. So, yeah. I think I'm gonna go die from a drowning death, and then that'll be it. Let me know if you have any questions or comments or whatever. I'm on Discord as always. Even though I don't post much on the SRB2 Discord servers. So, you know, Nick noticed me if you want my attention. I do read all of my ats usually within 24 hours. Okay. Alright, probably just need to cut it off now and say goodbye. Alright, thanks for watching.